Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network, and where's Mario Kart 9? It is something that's been bouncing around in my mind for a while now, because Mario Kart is one of Nintendo's biggest selling franchises, and we haven't gotten a new kart game in a while. Let's discuss this a bit and see if we can figure out what is Nintendo's next move for the Mario Kart series. First off, I won't really be discussing a Super Smash Kart. It's a popular fan request to just make a new Mario Kart game with all the Nintendo franchises, because we do have Link, the Animal Crossing villagers, Isabelle, and the Inklings, so many think the door is open for that possibility, and it technically is. But to me, I'd rather them stick to just being Mario Kart, with special guest appearances by Link, Captain Falcon, and B. Arthur. But really, there is no reason Captain Falcon shouldn't be in it, or already in Mario Kart, and no, the Mii costume doesn't count. Probably the closest we'll get to a new F-Zero game, unfortunately. See, even though it seems like it's only been a few short years ago that we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm talking about a brand new Mario Kart, as it is a port of Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U. The Wii U version was released in 2014. That was 6 years ago. God, time is a horrible, horrible thing. Before that, Mario Kart 7 released in 2011, a 3-year gap. Mario Kart Wii was released in 2008, another 3-year gap there. DS was released in 2005, another 3-year gap, and honestly I didn't know that there was a consistent 3-year gap when playing in this video. Double Dash was 2003, a 2-year gap. Super Circuit was 2001, another 2-year gap. Mario Kart 64 was in 96 in Japan and 97 here in America, so a 4-year gap basically. And then finally the original Super Mario Kart was released in 1992, a 4-year gap. So far, from Mario Kart 8 to today is the longest gap. And yes, I know we got into handheld and console versions, but there was still a new Mario Kart game every 2 to 4 years. Even putting into consideration that Deluxe is a Mario Kart game, port and no port, we are at the 3-year mark, people, and haven't had a 4-year time span since 2001 with Mario Kart 64 and Super Circuit. So where's the new Mario Kart game? And Tour does not count. But I do see 2 possibilities for what's to come next, and honestly either way, I feel it's coming soon. First is an obvious Mario Kart 9. New tracks along with old ones, revamped roster with Diddy Kong. I don't know why I get so worked up about that. I never play him, but it just seems odd for him not to have been in Mario Kart 8. I know many would wonder what this game's gimmick would be, and that is a good question, but you know what would be a great gimmick? No gimmick. Okay, there sort of is one. Keep what we have already, the bikes, the gliders, the ability to dive and drive underwater sort of, and even the anti-gravity sections from Mario Kart 8. But bring back, wait for it, unlocking. Doesn't sound exciting? Well, it actually is. I am not just talking about vehicles, wheels, and gliders, I mean characters. Let's strip it back to the original roster from Super Mario Kart for the characters you can play as out of the box. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Toad, Koopa Troopa, and maybe just replace Donkey Kong Jr. with regular Donkey Kong. You unlock more of the roster as you complete cups, play local games, and even online, of course. I think making it random on what characters you unlock would make it more fun, honestly. The same way they did it in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Beyond the characters, that would be very easy to obtain, I'm going to take a page out of Mario Kart Tour's book. And before I go on, I know I didn't include Tour in the list of releases because I don't count it as a mainline kart game. It's a side mobile game. But there is something I do like about it, the costumes. Let new costumes be unlocked as well. Tanuki Mario and Pink Gold Peach are no longer their own racer, they are just costumes for Mario and Peach respectively. This adds more content that is easy to make. It also encourages players to play the single player a bit, something that Mario Kart 8 was highly lacking. But as I mentioned, these all can be unlocked by playing online, making it versatile and fair for any type of player. Speaking of online, let's get that fixed. I don't have proof, but I swear that online for Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U ran so much better than it did on the Switch. Yes, we all know there are unresolved issues about Nintendo Online and such, not the time or place here. I don't have all the information to properly talk about it, but moving forward, I think we need dedicated servers for Nintendo to make it work more efficiently. But online needs to be solid. I think, myself included, accept it as it is now because of some sort of Stockholm Syndrome with Nintendo and Online and we accept what there is. And because it is a port, but a brand new game needs better online because of the next part of the new game I am imagining. Online competitions. Do you know why Crash Team Racing is doing so well and being talked about months after release? They have these Grand Prix every so often where they not only add a track for free into the game, but compete to earn new skins, carts, and characters. There are daily and weekly challenges to collect the different obtainable items. This can help keep players coming back for a long time, much how the Splatfest kept players coming back to Splatoon 1 and 2. But these are all simple items that can make a new kart game great. The problem is, will the Switch even get its own kart game? I wish I could say yes, but there is a high chance we won't get Mario Kart Switch. Why? Well, the port itself is literally the best-selling Switch game to date, with 22.96 million copies sold so far as of the recording of this video. And you know the number will continue to grow. But that is not all the game sold. Since it is a port, let's look at the sales numbers for the Wii U game, and it had sold 8.44 million copies, and it is the best-selling Wii U game ever, a title that can't change anymore. So combined, that is over 30 million copies sold. And you know darn well Nintendo's happy about that. And the bigwigs there also know releasing a Switch Mario Kart probably won't make that 22 million mark, as the Switch's lifespan is much less now compared to when Deluxe was released only a few months after the Switch launched. Plus, many families who already bought it for their kids might not grab a new one as easily as they grab Deluxe. Obviously, Mario Kart 8 resonated with a lot of gamers to sell this well. Mario Kart in general does sell very good. A lot of the times they're in the top 10 of the best-selling games on each console. But on the Wii U, Mario Kart 8 almost got passed by because of the limited install base of the Wii U. It got a second life with the Switch, which not a lot of games get the opportunity and excel at this level. So as much as a Kart 9 sounds awesome and would be a day one purchase for myself, I think DLC is coming to Deluxe. And before you start saying DLC would have been out by now if it was coming, let me give you my theory. Yes, DLC normally is announced before or close to after launch, but that is not a stipulation that has to happen. Nintendo, whether you want to admit it or not, does things their own way, and there is nothing saying DLC can't come 3 years down the line. But how do I see their DLC? Well, a bit different than you might expect. Unlike how the DLC was done with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, I'd say just double everything. We got a total of 4 new cups, giving us 8, increasing the total amount of content exponentially. And make it a fair trade-off, half new tracks, half retro tracks. There are still plenty of older tracks that players would love to race on. Tracks like Coconut Mall and Mushroom Gorge are a must. Along with the tracks, add some new characters, Pauline, Diddy Kong, Toadsworth. There are plenty of options, and I would never expect this, but dive into the Mario RPG games, Nintendo. But of course, add a few new guest characters into the mix like Captain Falcon and Kirby would be cool, and would be a fun little nod to the Rosalina Smash 4 reveal trailer. And add Princess Zelda in since we already have Link. And heck, even for this DLC, it wouldn't be hard to add costumes into it as well. But this would also be minimal effort for Nintendo. The engine is built, and Nintendo would just have to create a few things, and bam, Mario Kart DLC. That, and this is only a guesstimate, not based on any real data, but I would assume at least 65% of the game's owners would purchase. Price it at like $25-30 and sold. Yes, half the price of a brand new copy of the game, and yes, I know many of you are screaming that that is too much, and although yes, I would love it lower, but come on, let's be realistic, people. That is the price range we would get, and even still, it's not horribly bad for the amount of content we would get. At this point, I would put money on DLC. It could be a huge push for Nintendo to have this holiday season alongside some other strong titles. It seems the most likely, and yes, they could leave well enough alone, let the game sit as it is, and it will continue to give them money. But I hope they see an opportunity to grow it more. It is a good alternative to save a new Mario Kart for another new console many years down the line. Either way, I would be happy, but I just hope it's not just left to sit. I'm ready to race on some new and retro tracks again. Nintendo has a rare opportunity to make more money on a game that is 6 years old, again, and make the players happy with new content. So in a year where we still know very little about what is to come, let's hope for this piece of DLC or a brand new Mario Kart in the near future. Thank you for watching the Nintendo Network. What would you like to see, DLC or a brand new Mario Kart? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord, and consider helping me out on Patreon. As always, this is the Nintendo Network, signing off.